What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I know I've been away for a minute, but that's because like literally last week I had zilch voice, so I finally got it back kind of on Sunday, and it's now getting back to normal. So just want to kind of explain my hiatus for a hot second, but we back at it with another video, and this time it's another tag. Yes, it's called the Makeup Mess Tag. Now, this tag was started by a YouTuber by the name of Spooky Lips and Fat Hips. That's who started this little tag. But my girl, Aging Gorgeously, Miss Lulu, I got you, girl. You know, I gotta shout you out. She tagged me in this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this tag. But before we get into anything, you already know what you gotta do before you start. Click that subscribe button, hit it, click that bell, getting the notifications when I post new videos, and click that like button letting me know you like the stuff that I'm putting out. Yeah. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into this messy makeup tag. Yay. Alright, so I got my little notebook with all the questions in my cute little notebook. So, question number 1 is, how often do you wash your makeup brushes and sponges? Well, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. I wash my makeup sponge every day. So every time I use it, I wash it so that it's clean. Sometimes I do it right before I do my makeup, and sometimes I do it right after I do it, but most of the time it's before I do my next one. So I make sure I wash it. I actually personally use baby wash to wash my sponge, so whatever you use to wash yours, that's on you, but I personally use baby wash. Now, my makeup brushes, I usually wash them every couple to few weeks. I know that's probably not the greatest thing to do, but if we're gonna be honest, throughout the hoopla of me trying to get ready for work and everything, sometimes some things just slip my mind, and sometimes that one thing is cleaning my brushes. But so yeah, that's kind of how that one rolls. I'm gonna do like 2 to 3 questions a take so that I'm not sitting here running forever. So number 2, how do you organize your makeup collection? So my makeup is in 2 locations. So this is my study that I film in, but my bathroom is right next door. And so I do have a little carousel that has some of my stuff, but then like the bulk of it is in a drawer that sits right below my vanity. I'll take a picture of it and post it like right here or right here to show you what it looks like and what's on the inside of it. But actually, majority of my stuff, I've actually started doing my makeup. I started doing it in my bathroom, and now I actually do my makeup in my study. So I actually have majority of the stuff that I use, consistently right over here next to me. So again, I'll take some pictures to show you what all of that looks like. But yeah, it's generally like right around here. So number 3, do you put your products away after you use them, or do you leave them out? I usually leave them out. For the simple fact that I'm just lazy, and when I'm done, it's like I'm trying to hightail it out the door to get to work on time. So I usually just leave everything out, and it kind of starts to pile up. And eventually I'm like, okay, this is a little chaotic. So I end up putting it in its rightful place. I have a little kind of tray type situation where I keep a lot of my stuff that I use regularly right here. So I have like a little tray situation over there. Alright, so the next one is loose or pressed powders. Honestly, both. So my dog literally just decided to go nuts. But yeah, I use both. So usually when I do my makeup, I set my face with loose powder. But throughout the day, if I start to get a little shiny, I do have a pressed compact with me in my makeup bag that I use to kind of, powder and get that shine off so I'm still, you know, cute and fly for the rest of the day. So, yep, that's how that one rolls. So, next question. Whoops, flipped one page too many. Do you ever fall asleep without taking your makeup off? That's a cold, hard negatory. Because see, most people who know me knows that back in high school, I had horrible skin. Like, we're talking like cystic acne out the yin yang. And I didn't even really wear makeup like that back then other than to try and cover up my acne scars. So, one thing I know, with how much makeup I put on my face, I make sure I take care of my skin. So, does this beauty right here sleep in it? A heck of nah. So, yeah, just know. Yeah, I thought I was gonna do this and take. I'm just gonna kind of roll with this. Number 6. What makeup rules do you like to break? Well, honestly, probably the biggest. Do I have a rule that I break constantly? Not really. I mean, I guess I would say most of the things that they tell us to do subtly, I mean, I guess that would be my brows. Like, normally they say be subtle with your, I'm not subtle with my brows. As you can tell, my brows are bold. I like a bit of a bolder brow because it helps to frame my eyes, because as you can tell, I kind of have large eyes, so I can kind of get away with it. So if there's a rule that I probably break, yeah, it's just brows, about being more subtle. Yeah, I just prefer a bolder brow. That's it. But other than any other rules, none that I can think of. All right. The next one. Will you use a product even if it's cracked or broke? As long as there's still something in the pan to use, I'll use it. But like, if it completely disintegrates on the ground, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. So I just pretty much chuck it. So, I mean, but majority of the stuff I have is like a palette. So, honestly, have I ever thrown away an entire palette because it dropped and cracked and disintegrated everywhere? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. So, I mean, it just depends. I guess it's on a product by product situation. All right, next question. Do you wait to pan a product before replacing it? No. Especially with specific things that I use. Like if I use it on a regular basis, I generally always try to have a backup so that I don't have to work, so that if I run out, I'm ready with the next one. Probably the product that I have to replace the most is this. The NYX Micro Brow, because I do my brows pretty much every day. So this gets used on the regular. So I always have to replace this, and I always have to make sure that I have a backup just in case I run out of this one on one of those days. Cool. Next question is, how do you feel about sharing makeup? I wouldn't per se say that I'm a germaphobe, but certain things, like if it's eyeshadows, I don't mind sharing them. But if it's like I don't share mascara, I don't share liner, and I don't share lip products. Well, except for my mom if she's trying something out. But for the most part, there's certain things I just don't share because I don't want to end up with what somebody else got. Just saying. Just a bit of caution. Next question. How do you feel about buying or trading new makeup? Sorry, that shouldn't say new. That should say used. Excuse me. So how do you feel about buying or trading used makeup? That's gross. That's just really, really gross. Now, trading, like, I'll give away. Like if I have something that I just don't really play with that much, but someone's willing to take it, I mean, I happily trade it off. But most of the time, have I ever had? No. Nope, never bought used makeup. I've given away like palettes, but I mean, no, that's weird. How often do you declutter makeup? Not as often as I should, but my collection isn't that large. So most girls have like a really, really, really big collection. I kind of got into the makeup game a little late. So my collection isn't that large, and I really don't buy things that often. A lot of times if I buy things, it's because I'm replacing something. But when I don't really buy a lot of new products like that, or I really haven't as of recently. But if I kind of go with the rule, if I haven't used it in a while, it gets chucked. Doesn't matter how much it costs. Doesn't really matter what I do, because a lot of the women around me aren't my shade, so there's no point in me giving my makeup to someone who's not my shade. So for that one, very rarely. Do you use your fingers to apply makeup? Yes, I do. The only time during my whole makeup thing is where I actually use my fingers is if I'm applying my foundation. I'll use my finger, put out the bottle, apply my finger, put on my face. When I use my glitter primer to put on my eyes, I use my finger. And sometimes I do, majority of the time, I use my fingers to apply my highlighter, because it allows it to melt into the skin a little bit more. Sometimes a brush can be a little bit too much, and I don't want to have like a crazy amount of highlighter. Sometimes I just want like a little glow. So I use my finger for that. What's next? What products do you hoard in your bag, purse, etc.? Lip products and powder compacts. Because sometimes I forget that I have one in one of my bags, and then I'll be like, oh, I ain't got that in, and then I'll realize, oh shoot, I kind of do. So lipsticks, lip glosses, liquid lips, and powder compacts. That's what I hoard. Number 14, what is your least favorite step in your makeup routine? Honestly, probably my brows, because I'm a very symmetrical person. Like, I mean, for crying out loud, I have 7 piercings in both ears. I don't do this jumbled mess where I got one piercing in this ear but 5. No, I don't do that. I'm very symmetrical in how I like things. So I try to take my time on my brows so that they come out looking like twins rather than distant cousins. So that's probably one of my least favorite parts, because that at least takes me 5 to 10 minutes. Just because of how I am about wanting it to look the same. So that's probably my least favorite part of doing my makeup. And then the last question is, what is your worst makeup memory? Okay, so, put my book down. So, on my cruise last year, I only brought one shade of foundation. I didn't, again, came into the makeup game a little late, so I didn't personally realize that you probably should have a winter shade and then a summer shade. So I was sitting here rocking my winter shade, and I've been in the sun for a few days, and so obviously, you know, black folk get in the sun, we don't burn, we just get darker. And so I got about 3 to 4 shades darker than my winter shade. Now, if you look at my, like, I have a cell phone picture of how I looked, and I'm like, oh, I look great. I look really, really good. Well, forgot to realize, you know, sometimes on the cruise ship, they like to take pictures of you at dinner, and those cameras have flash. And so my mom likes to buy a lot of those pictures, and she's like, ooh, all of us look real good. We had nights. So this was white night, where we were all wearing all white. And I was like, ooh, we look all good and all white. I'm gonna get some of these pictures. And she's like, Kelly, I can't use any of your pictures because you look ashy in all of your photos. I said, ashy? I was like, what you mean? What you mean I look ashy? She took me to the little photo place and showed us all our photos. And I legit look like a ghost. Like, I look like a ghost. And I'm sitting here like, what the heck? Oh, heck no. So I said, we ain't buying none of them pictures. I didn't buy any of those pictures. So now I have my summer shades, and then I have my winter shade. So I definitely learned my lesson thanks to that particular situation. So Alright guys, so hopefully you enjoyed this little video, getting to know a little bit more about, you know, my little makeup habits and things that I do and things I don't do. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, but before you leave, don't be the 60% or 70% that just watch my video but don't subscribe to my channel. I'm a fairly new YouTuber, so I know the growth is going to be a little slow, but help a little sister out. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that button. Hit it. Just hit it. Hit it right there. It's right there. It's right there. And then click that bell. Get notifications when I post new videos. And hit that like button. And comment below on something, like on your responses to some of these questions. Because obviously I'd be curious to see what you do on in your makeup routine, or if anything that's interesting about you. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and until next time guys, deuces.